My dear, your silence bruises deeper than your words ever did. You called it truth, but it felt like punishment. I bled quietly while you laughed loudly. Every insult stole a part of me I was still learning to love. If love sounds like shame, I want silence. I won't stay to be reshaped by your cruelty. You bruised me beautifully and expected applause. When you humiliated me, did your soul feel cleaner? Your tongue became a blade, and I became the battlefield. I learned to flinch at compliments from you. You never raised your hand, but your words shattered everything. I mistook your mockery for intimacy. Every insult was a seed. I grew into someone you'll never touch again. You laughed. I collapse. Don't ask why I'm distant. You built the distance. You called it a joke. I called it the moment I stopped trusting you. Even silence screamed after you degraded me. You didn't fight fair. You fought to destroy. I don't fear loneliness. I fear losing myself to your disrespect again. You didn't raise me, you erased me. Your cruelty wore perfume. I won't love someone who enjoys my undoing. I had to leave, not because I stopped loving, but because I started dying. Mockery isn't foreplay. I wasn't fragile. You were just reckless. You cracked my soul and called it character building. The way you spoke to me echoed louder than your love. You insulted me until I believed I deserved it. I forgive you, but I won't offer you another chance to humiliate me. You burned me with sarcasm, then blamed my ashes. What you call honesty, I call emotional warfare. I stopped laughing the day I realized the joke was always me. You taught me how not to love. I left so I could look in the mirror again. You didn't love me. You just enjoyed control. My spirit isn't your punching bag. The moment you mocked my pain, I mourned us. You threw insults like confetti and expected me to dance. I didn't change. I healed. When love feels like shame, it's not love. You broke me, then blamed my pieces. Every insult was a tattoo I didn't ask for. I stayed too long at the altar of your approval. You left bruises without lifting a hand. I didn't deserve your cruelty. I just loved you wrong. You shaped me with shame. I'm reshaping myself with truth. I won't crawl for love that spits on me. You disguised contempt as concern. I died a little every time I laughed off your cruelty. If I must defend my dignity from you, we're not in love. You mocked my softness, then missed it. I was never too sensitive. You were too careless. You said it was love. It felt like humiliation. I'm done apologizing for how deeply I feel. When you insulted me, I saw the truth in your eyes. I stopped trusting you when I started doubting myself. I gave you my heart. You gave it back shredded. Every cruel word echoed in my ribs for days. You turned my vulnerability into your playground. I won't make a home in someone else's scorn. I was loyal. You were lethal. Your words poisoned what we called love. I don't miss you. I miss who I hoped you were. I stayed for the apology that never came. You used my love as leverage. You insulted me, then kissed the bruise. I was never asking for too much, just too much for you. I'm not bitter. I'm finally awake. You told me I was hard to love. You meant hard to control. I forgive you, but I'll never let you near me unguarded again. You don't deserve access to the parts of me you broke. Even angels walk away from cruelty. You raised your voice and lowered my trust. I loved you like a prayer. You answered with sarcasm. You didn't break my heart. You chipped away at my spirit. I never insulted you. I only ever begged to be seen. You chose clever insults over honest affection. Every word you hurled made me hollow. Your sarcasm carved scars I had to name alone. If this touched your soul, don't scroll, like, comment your favorite quote, and subscribe for more. You taught me that love without respect is a slow death. I looked in your eyes and saw mockery, not mercy. You called it teasing. I called it torment. I'm not your emotional dartboard anymore. Your compliments felt like traps. I didn't fall out of love. I escaped humiliation. Love isn't meant to feel like walking on glass. You broke my spirit just to feed your ego. I refuse to explain my pain to someone who caused it. I stopped arguing the moment I realized I deserved peace. You insulted me, then asked why I'm cold. I've buried your words deeper than you ever dug for truth. You didn't love me. You tolerated me while wounding me. I stayed quiet, not because you were right, because I was tired. My softness isn't your scapegoat. You called me dramatic while dragging my heart through hell. I'm not bitter. I'm finally honest. You mocked my tears. Now you miss my smile. I once begged for your kindness. Never again. My healing no longer requires your approval.